The future's hard to define. You have to experience it. You have to feel it. What I saw here was Guatemalans running everything. It's that compounding effect. The business is just a platform. It's an enabler. That's what the ultimate goal, in my mind, should be. Life's just such a priceless, precious gift. How can I not help push this forward? I've been aware of what's been going on down here for a long time, probably close to the start. A very good friend of mine, Dave and Helen Suderman. Helen actually worked for me, and she was persistent in terms of asking me to come down. And for whatever reason, I didn't make time until October of 2022. And I came. You have to experience it. You have to feel it in terms of what's happening down here and that sort of thing. You can listen, you can read, all that sort of stuff, but you have to get here. And that was my first real introduction, I would say, was actually setting foot in the Tezate school. I was moved to the point of, I know what I'm going to focus on. You know, you spend your life praying for different things. What you really need to pray for is, what is the will of God? What does He have for me? And on that first trip, I have no doubt. I've been blessed with a lot of experiences over my career. I've worked for consulting companies, I've worked for conservation organizations, and over the last 15, 20 years, I've ran a real estate brokerage. But when I think back to building organizations, which was some of the experience in the conservation field, I saw the power of endowments and how once there was a large enough pile of capital there, the sustainable stream of income would flow out to maintain those organizations and put them in a sustainable footing. And that's so important. They're very pretty birds. With regards to moving a new school forward, what really excites me and excited me when I came here was I've been involved in international efforts through the conservation world, and it was North Americans parachuted in. What I saw here was Guatemalans running everything, and the fact that we're now in a state where we have Guatemalan trained teachers from the original school pushing out to other schools, that's so significant. It's that compounding effect. The business is just a platform, it's an enabler. I like to build things. So in terms of building the business and moving that whole thing forward, if I can build it such that it generates a surplus, I have a surplus that I can then push towards initiatives that I feel so strongly about. So that's the angle. Like, it's not that I give because it's going to move my business forward. I've been blessed in my business, therefore I can give. I'm committed at two levels. Funds are needed to keep the lights on. Funds are needed for the boring things. Funds are needed for cleaning supplies and that sort of thing. That's hard fundraising. And as a vision partner, I am providing support to that aspect of it. But there's that other level, which is the legacy giving aspect of it. And that's where you set aside capital to generate income, where that income keeps flowing. And personally, I am committed to helping make that all happen. Operating a business has a lot of challenges. And you know, the challenge is, after a while, once you get to a certain level, it's, why am I doing this? And when it becomes clear to you that what you're doing fits into the will of God. So once you know unequivocally that what you're doing fits in to that will, well, if your why is big enough, you can climb any mountain. And in terms of thinking about these opportunities and being presented with opportunities, if you step into the river, guess what? You're going to be pushed along and the scenery keeps changing. I don't know how many times Helen asked. Just say yes. The future's hard to define. You know, we can think things are a long ways ahead. In February when I was here, we were kind of dreaming about buying land. Now we're here surveying, figuring out where the buildings are going to go, and it's, let's put the stakes in the ground. So in terms of thinking forward, we can lay out a plan, because if you don't know what your destination is, how are you ever going to get there? But we need to leave room for the all-powerful one. I see joy, first and foremost, with the little kids when they're worshiping. But to the future, like I talk about a legacy fund in terms of money, but the real legacy is in the kids, because we're only here for such a short period of time, and they're the ones that pick up the baton. And like I said, what really excites me about the GSO initiative here is the fact that it's Guatemalans that are increasingly moving it forward. That's what the ultimate goal, in my mind, should be. An organization that has grown and has trained up all of these young ones to love the Lord, and they're able to continue moving it forward. That's in the mission of the organization, transform Guatemala through Christ-centered education. I'm very grateful that I've had this opportunity, and I'm having this opportunity. It humbles me when I see the commitment of the people involved with the organization. And I hope to be able to continue, Lord willing, coming on a regular basis, because it sets me on fire. Life's just such a priceless, precious gift. How can I not help push this forward? If you ever have the opportunity, say yes. Come.